Alrighty, so we got Max Griffin versus Kenan Song. So for Max Griffin, he's been in the UFC for a while now. You know, we know his story. He gets in very close fights. He is 4-6 in the UFC, so it's a less than desirable record for that many fights in the UFC. But yeah, he's still here and he always brings it. So I guess that's why he's sticking around. And he's also lost a few controversial decisions in his career. So he'll come into this one with a 4.5-inch reach advantage, even though he gives up the height to Kenan Song. He's 35 now, so he's getting up there in age. I didn't think he was that old. I thought he was a bit younger than that, but yeah, apparently. So yeah, 7 of his 8 last fights have gone to decision. So last fight was his first decision, but that was, due to injury, a freak injury at that. Alright, breaking down the striking of these two. Alright, so for Max Griffin, he generally just uses boxing combinations. He's constantly moving. He keeps a very high guard. His jab is probably his best weapon. Look at his reach, 76 inches. That's very long for the division and for his stature. But yeah, he's he's very fundamental. Likes to stay very fundamentally sound. Whereas Kenan Song, he is generally on the front foot. He likes to be the aggressor in fights. He has nice lead leg offense at kickboxing range. It's just very typical for like Sander fighters coming out of the China area. And yeah, I do believe he has the speed advantage in this one. He's definitely quicker than Max, but Max does have that equalizer, which is the 4.5 inches in reach that he gives up. Alright, so yeah, as I said before, Max Griffin, very fundamentally sound. Throws a 1-2, he'll either throw that to the body or the head. Just basic boxing combinations is pretty much what he throws on the feet, plus the naked jab as well. But that's just the majority of his stand-up, really. For Song Kenan, or Kenan Song, his head is straight up and his hands don't come up. Just generally, he's got a good chin, but yeah, it's not what you want to see. And he often does get caught in range because he doesn't have the greatest range awareness or control. Also, when his opponents do pressure him or close the distance very aggressively, he will look to clinch. And at range, he doesn't check leg kicks. He often tries to catch them. I'm not sure why, because he generally likes to keep fights on the feet. So yeah, I'm not sure. But in the grappling for this one, Max Griffin, he has a nice double leg dump on the fence. He'll look to get double unders and then go for the outside leg trip. His takedowns aren't the best, but it's good that he mixes them in, besides, with his boxing combinations. For Kenan Song, he goes for that low percentage guillotine when defending a takedown. So something that Max could really do in this fight would be to mix in the takedowns, just to make Kenan or Song, not quite sure, Kenan Song, think about something else. And when Kenan is on his back, he will look to explode when the opponent's trying to advance position, but generally he doesn't have the best get-ups. For Max Griffin, he doesn't look to pass guard too much. He generally likes to sit in half guard and just land short ground and pound and just control his opponent on the mat. Right, so how these guys win their fights. For Song Kenan, he's a good chin. He's got to have a good chin with the striking deficiencies that he has. And he has, decent power in his right hand. He's put a few guys out in the UFC. For Max Griffin, he has decent cardio. He can push a good pace. He has a huge cardio advantage in this one, in my opinion. He's got a good chin. He's got good heart. He'll push through adversity, push through just fatigue well. And he's got a good jab as well. And he uses his length very, very nicely. So for these guys and how they lose fights, for Max Griffin, he's usually on the wrong end of the speed equation at welterweight. Yeah, he's very slow, in my opinion, for his stand-up, but he does have that reach, which kind of, helps him out a little bit with that speed deficiency. And also, he tends to get in really close fights. Like, he doesn't, put his stamp, or he doesn't differentiate himself too much in fights. Seems like he likes fighting to his opponent's level. Yeah, I can't put I can't put it down to one thing, but he just generally gets in really close fights. And yeah, probably every fight that he should be in probably should be a pick'em. He probably should not be the favorite at all, because he won't act like it. You know what I mean? And for Kenan, he has, really bad takedown defense. He goes for those low percentage sub attempts and then generally ends up on his back. His poor cardio as well, tends to slow off to 1.5. He throws these energy depleting techniques, and just generally he's very tense in there. Yeah, he's just generally very tight, and you can see that with his cardio and how it drains so quick. So pass to victory for these two. For Kenan, forward pressure, don't get too aggro, because he will level change under that. But yeah, with that low lead leg kick, use a bit of that in your offense. Don't really clinch. I don't want you looking for the clinch. I think that will lead to cardio being drained quicker, and also Max creating a grappling match. So yeah, for Max Griffin, use that jab, use that reach advantage you have on him. Push a heavy grappling pace. I'd like to see a heavy grappling game plan in this one. I think it's the path of least resistance, definitely. At distance, leg kicks. In the clinch, knee to the body. Yeah, you can just literally take him down whenever you want, in my opinion. He has really bad takedown defense. But yeah, don't blow your wad going for a TKO. Don't headhunt as well. Like, he's very durable. And you don't want to give up that cardio advantage that you have by going for a dumb TKO. But also, once you do get him down, look to sit in half guard and control, plus hit that ground and pound as well. Alright, so the way I see this fight going is that Kenan will be on the front foot early. Griffin probably landing the better shots on the back foot, using that jab. Song will be having some good success as well. Judges will probably have it even, generally with someone advancing, but also just Max Griffin doesn't really set himself apart on the feet, really. But yeah, with the grappling, I think Max can definitely separate himself here to a large degree. He has good coaches who will advise him that this is the path of least resistance. Generally listens to his corners very well. He's very coachable. Either way, I think he'll eventually get his wrestling game going. And I see Max pulling away in round 2 and 3. Even if he doesn't get the wrestling game going, I think he'll be landing more volume in round 2 and just kind of blow Song away in round 3. So yeah, I see as Song's slowing down. So yeah, I see Max Griffin taking this one pretty easily. Got him by decision as well. Alright, so the prediction is Max Griffin by decision. Let's look at the betting lines. So I think I'd line the fight around 60-40, which is pretty much what they have it now. I think Max is a little bit overvalued at the moment. They've got him at like 63 at the moment, 63% to win. And yeah, I think that's a little bit overvalued, but I don't really want to bet Kenan because of all his deficiencies and all that. So I'm probably not going to touch this fight, but just with Max, him as a favorite, he can make fights very close, and he generally tends to fight to the level of his opponent and let them back in the fight. So just picking Max as a favorite, if I went and checked the records, it probably wouldn't be a winning proposition if I checked the history of Max being a favorite. But yeah, I just don't think it's a profitable decision to be betting Max as a favorite, because yeah, as I said before, makes fights very close. So just be careful with this one, but I do think Max wins, and I think it's quite easily. On paper, it should be.